Hey guys, we are live. As you can tell, I'm out and about. Hold on, I'm trying to get rid of the glare from the sun. But yeah, just here and look, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the Wimbledon men's semi-final. Yes, I don't have my usual, I guess, background and everything. I'm doing it on my phone. I'm out and about, so I am making do. And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts as well on the Wimbledon semi-finals. Obviously, we just had the women's just finished, so we had Pliskova beating Sabalenka in three. Really impressive performance by the Hungarian, and also we had Ash Barty beating Kerber in two pretty close sets, to be fair. But now we turn our attention to the men's. The men's semi-finals: Novak Djokovic versus Denis Shapovalov, and also we'll be looking at Matteo Berrettini versus the very informed Polish player Hubert Hurkacz. So some really interesting matchups to discuss, and also I guess the biggest thing is, can Novak Djokovic be knocked off his perch? Really, can Novak Djokovic be knocked off his perch? Can he? Can anyone give him trouble? Because at the moment, Sakea says, "Yo, Sakea, how you doing? Did you watch the women's semi-final today? And what do you think about the men's tomorrow?" I was just thought I'd do a very quick live. I'm out and about, but I thought, look, I have to do it. Got to talk about the men's semi-finals tomorrow. There's a lot to talk about, and also we had obviously the two semis today for the women's. I will be doing my usual roundup video, but I wanted to mainly get people involved. Hopefully, get some people in the live stream if we can. I only just started it, and just get some people involved to discuss tomorrow's semi-finals. I mean, can Shapo beat Djokovic is the biggest thing. Does he have a chance? And Berrettini, I mean, he's serving big, but FAA, to be fair, had a lot of success. Yeah, Sergei says Sabalenka looks so salty after the match. I think it's because she had chances, right? I mean, to be fair, I think Pliskova did play better. I mean, look, she won in the end. The second and third set she played substantially better than Sabalenka. And it's funny because in the first set, I said, to myself and to others, like, you know what? If she plays the level she played against Jabeur for two sets, she'll win easily because she played so well. But the issue that Sabalenka has is that she's almost her own worst enemy. And as soon as she starts going too big on strokes, not mixing it up at all, just basically hitting at one pace, she will inevitably hit unforced errors. And that's exactly what happened. She started hitting loads of unforced errors, Sabalenka, which is crazy. Like, she's someone who has so much power. I think apart from Coco Gauff, who has hit the fastest serve of the tournament in the women's, can you imagine a 17-year-old has hit the fastest serve? I mean, she's a special 17-year-old, but Sabalenka has been the biggest server after Coco Gauff. But the issue she was finding, right, is that unfortunately, she couldn't find that level she had against Jabeur. Against Jabeur, like, she was really, really good, and today she just fell away after the first set. And that brings me quite nicely onto big hitters and Shapovalov. I mean, what do you think? What do you guys think? Does Shapo have any chance against Novak Djokovic? I was there yesterday for the quarterfinals. I watched it live, and I saw Shapovalov versus Kachanov, obviously winning in five. So, look, it was a very close match. But I saw signs in that match that he could give Djokovic problems. I don't know if he could beat him necessarily, but look, the serve is a weapon, no doubt. And it's a lefty serve as well, which makes it even more of a weapon. The issue that he had yesterday was it was very windy, and he struggled a bit with the ball toss, a few double faults. I think it was 10 in total. And as Sakea says, Shapovalov has one of the best backhands on the tour. Do you mean as in best looking, or in terms of actual, like, quality of backhand? I think he's got one of the best looking. In terms of quality of backhand, he struggled with it for a long time, but it looks a lot more solid now, doesn't it? And he's such a good looking backhand. I mean, you don't see many lefty one-hand backhands around anymore, right? In the olden days, you would. I say olden days, in the 70s, 80s, you definitely would. But nowadays, you don't see many left-handers with one-hand backhands. I mean, I can't really think of anyone else apart from Shapovalov, to be honest. Most have two-handers nowadays. So, and he's got a lot of flair. He has big takebacks on the forehand and backhand side, which could be an issue going forward. Sakea says Tsitsipas Federer. No. So left-handers. So Tsitsipas and Federer are right-handed, right? They're right-handed, Sakaya. Gasquet. So all these guys are right-handed. Do you know any left-handed? So left-handed players like a Nadal, like a Shapovalov. Nadal obviously has got two-hander. The only left-handed player that I know who has a one-hander is Shapovalov, who's left-handed. There's loads of right-handers, obviously, on tour still, because it is still very much like a flair thing, and people, especially the righties, I think, look, they've grown up watching these guys, like the Borgs, the Beckers, etc. They all had one-handers, so and Federer now as well. Like that's just he's kept it alive. But Chapo, I mean, look, yesterday when I was watching him, I thought his forehand wasn't really firing in the first set or so, and then it came into the game more. He was crunching it better. I think he was hitting through his ground strokes more. He grew in confidence. Yes, he did lose a second and third set, but the forehand he was hitting it better. Let's just say that. So he says Bob Bryan. Ah, nice one. That's a good shout. Bob Bryan. Yeah, okay. I like that. Nice little doubles there. Shout out in there. It's good. But yeah, like Chapo, he has to serve well. If he serves to the best of his ability, doesn't serve serves minimal double faults, we're talking like I don't know, 2 or 3 maximum in the match, and he serves big, so hitting spots, hitting aces. I mean, in that fifth set, he was up to 130 plus miles per hour. If he can serve like that for a whole match, he has a chance. A chance. A very slim chance still against Djokovic, who is arguably the best returner of all time. But look, the forehand cross court to Djokovic's backhand, that forehand to backhand matchup is key. If he gets pelted with the Djokovic backhand deep to that forehand side, which is what might happen, that might break down. Obviously, Djokovic also has a fantastic backhand on the line. Now, the issue that Chapo is going to have, even though, as Sakay is saying, he's got a very good looking backhand, he's got a big take back on that backhand. Now, if Djokovic goes down the line, one, it means that Chapo is going to have less time on the ground stroke, and two, his backhand isn't as effective, and it's also got a big take back. So that backhand could break down if he's not careful, and if he gives Djokovic lots of opportunities to attack that backhand side and go down the line with his own backhand. The other factor that we have to talk about is Djokovic's serving. I mean, in the last couple of matches, it hasn't been insane. I don't think it's been incredible, his serving. But at the start of the tournament, it was unbelievable. He serves a lot more aces than we're used to seeing. I think he served 25 in one of the matches, which was ridiculous. It was a 3-setter. 25 aces is just unreal for anyone. And considering he's not known as a big server, he is known as one of the best returners ever. And he's known as someone who, in the past anyway, when he'd serve, it was to start the rally off, and I can back it up, basically. I'll be a bit of a spot server, and I'm going to get it in, make sure I get my first serve and get the percentages, and then after that, you know what, I can win from the back of the court. But now it's not, it's a weapon. From the net as well, he's improved. His overall game is just a lot better, and I think he's had issues in the past, the serve, and maybe people saying it's a bit weak. No longer. So Chapo is going to have to return a lot better. He did return well against Kachanov, to be fair. For the most year or so, that return has improved. He shortened it, I think, in terms of knowing, look, I've got to play the percentages at times. And if someone's serving big, if I can just get something on it, but get it deeper, get myself into the rally, that's better than blasting my forehands long or blasting my backhand long, and actually give myself a chance in the return games. And he's done that. He gives himself chances in the return games now. FAA was unbelievable, to be fair, yesterday at some of the return games. The one to break Berrettini where he won that set was incredible, which actually takes me on to Berrettini and how good his serve is. Now, he served really well yesterday. I was watching him when he was getting up to 139 miles per hour. He was hitting spots. There were a couple of serves out. He served a couple of serves out wide, right? So this is the furthest distance. So when someone serves out wide, it's normally a kick serve or a slice serve, right? And also you have to think about it. The ball's traveling further, so it should slow down. He was serving 129 miles per hour at times out wide. That is absolutely huge. And then down the tee, sometimes 139, nearly 140, like ridiculous serving, like genuinely unreal. So he is someone who, look, I mean, he's going to be a nightmare to return to for sure. Hubert Hurkacz, though, is not a bad returner. He's not a bad returner. He faced Medvedev, who's also a big server, to be fair. He'll get up there 130 plus. Is Berrettini one of the best servers on tour right now, though? Yes. I think we can safely say he is. Can Hurkacz, that matchup of return and serve is going to be a key for sure. Can Hurkacz make sure that he holds serve? Well, we saw against Federer, his serve is pretty effective. Now, he is a pretty solid player. If the rallies go longer than 4 or 5 shots, Hurkacz will win the rallies. He's a lot more solid in the ground stroke rallies. He's that type of player that you watch and you say, okay, he's got a pretty big serve. And on the grass, especially, it's a weapon. And then ground strokes wise, he's solid. I wouldn't say he's got a big forehand. I wouldn't say he's got a big backhand. I wouldn't say, look, he has these types of weapons that say a Berrettini has. He's got a big forehand. He does. But the difference between Berrettini and Hurkacz is that Berrettini has a big forehand and it's a weapon, but his backhand is a glaring weakness. Yesterday, when I was watching him against FA, genuinely, FA would just run around his own backhand, hit into out forehands to the Berrettini backhand. He would hit backhand cross court to Berrettini's backhand, and Berrettini would look. The backhand side is just not solid. It's not solid. The Berrettini backhand, he'll slice, and I guess the reason why he is better on grass is one, yeah, because of the serve, but two, because he can get away with slicing a lot on the backhand side because the backhand slice is an effective tool. It's an effective tool on the grass, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's what it is. It stays low over the net, and it skids on, and people do use it as a change up, and it's very effective. On the clay, for example, are you going to get away with slicing that much? Probably not. People will just say, well, I'm going to run around that slice. I'm going to hit my own forehand, especially when he's slicing to their backhand. However, what he does well and has done well is mask that backhand by running around it for the most part. He runs around that backhand, Berrettini, and he hits pretty hammer blow forehands for the most part. But yesterday, against someone like Felix, who, let's be honest, Berrettini's had a pretty easy run so far, and he faced someone in FAA who he's actually really good mates with, by the way, which is really cool to hear. I think they quarantined for 2 weeks. He said in the interview after, and they just hit, so they know each other really, really well. They're like best mates. And in the rallies, though, past 4 or 5 shots, FAA was just too good. And it's funny because FAA is someone who has a lot of unforced errors creep into his game as a match wears on. Sorry, excuse me. It's live. I can't edit this out. But Berrettini, for example, like they're getting to the rallies and he was getting frustrated and he was trying to hit from the back of the court with FA. Should he be doing that? No. In the first set, what he did, which was effective, and Djokovic does this, but Djokovic does because he's getting older. He knows, yeah, okay, I've got a fantastic engine and I've got fantastic energy still at my age, but sometimes I need to shorten points. What does he do? What's he develop? The drop shot. And that's exactly what Berrettini did in that first set against Felix. He would hit big forehands, 1 or 2 in a rally. Then he'd say, okay, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, I can't, the longer this goes on, the longer Felix is going to have a chance of winning these points. So occasionally he'd drop in that drop shot. And it'd work. Sometimes he'd get past. Sometimes Felix would come with an unbelievable pass. Genuinely, like, incredible. I was watching him live. I was there in the stadium. I was thinking, this dude, Felix, is going to be a quality player. He's only 20 years old. Berrettini's still very young as well. But what Berrettini then did as well, he mixed it up and started coming to the net. He has to, with that bigger serve, you cannot just completely miss out the serve and volley. You cannot neglect it. Like, he has to be coming to the net. He has to be serving and volleying Berrettini against Hurkacz. You just cannot just sit back and say, I'm going to hit with you from the back of the court, because his backhand is weak. I'm going to be honest, it's just weak. It's something that it will break down eventually in the rally. He'll go wide. It won't have enough on it. It'll be short, or it will just be loopy, and Hurkacz will come in. And even though he doesn't have huge weapons, he's got enough. He's got enough to hurt Berrettini. Berrettini needs to come in, and he needs to serve and volley. He needs to hit good approach shots, come to the net, and be proactive. He cannot be standing at the back and trading with Hurkacz. If it was Djokovic, especially not. And if you get past, you get past. It happens. If the approach shots are good enough, do better with it, right? Like, plan the point better, put it together in a better fashion, and actually make your opponent think, and don't make it so easy to anticipate. And he did pretty well yesterday, to be fair, against FA. When I was watching in court one, I was just thinking, like, dude, this serve is unbelievable. If he can just work around that now, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Milos Raonic a little bit. But to be fair to him, he has a bigger forehand than Milos Raonic. He has quite a substantially bigger forehand than Milos Raonic, and that puts him in good stead. So let's see. I think him against Hurkacz is a 50-50. I don't know what you guys think, listening or watching, but let me know what you think in the comments. Like, what do you think? Out of Hurkacz and Berrettini, because Hurkacz, as I said, is very solid. He's got a decent serve as well. He'll get balls back, and he played pretty phenomenally well in spurts against Federer yesterday. I mean, he bageled him. Yeah, this isn't the Federer of 2019. This isn't the Federer in his prime, but to bagel him, no one else has done it. No one else has done it in a very long time. So really impressive, and he is on a high. He's got a lot of confidence. So let me know what you think about the Hurkacz and Berrettini matchup. Who do you think is going to win and why? I genuinely think it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. If you'd asked me before the tournament, Berrettini all day. As the tournament's worn on, the people that Hurkacz has beaten, Medvedev and Federer back to back, look, Berrettini has not beaten big names. Let's just say it how it is. The biggest name he's beaten is Felix. That's it. Apart from that, some of you guys might not even know the players that he's beaten. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just the fact that, like, they're not fantastic players. As simple as that. Like, he's had a very, very soft part of the draw. He's been part of a very soft part of the draw, and he's got pretty fortunate. The one thing I would say, though, is, look, we'll talk about Shapovalov now and Djokovic. And again, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, because I talked about this earlier, and I'll reiterate it a little bit. Watching Shapo live, he's like an energizer bunny, even, sorry. He's like, in that advert, you see the Energizer, can't even speak, the Energizer bunny even, sorry, going up and down, shaking around. That's Denis Shapovalov. They call him Denis the Menace for a reason, right? He is a bundle of energy, but so is Novak Djokovic. Now, Novak is older, yes, but let's be real. The longer the rallies go on, the more chance, Shapo has of losing the point. So similar to Berrettini, he needs to mix it up a little bit, but he's going to have to be careful because his net play is not incredible. It's okay. He's going to have to come in at the right moments and the opportune moments, and really the approach shot has to be good, because Djokovic, on top of being one of the best returners of all time, he's probably one of the best passers of all time. Pablo Royer Blanchard says, hey Pablo, thank you very much for tuning in. We're just talking about the semis, just talking about Shapo versus Djokovic. Now, let me know what your thoughts are, and everyone else who's listening. And also, we just touched upon Hurkacz Berrettini as well. Guys, I want to know your thoughts as well, because I feel like I'm just talking to myself. And I know there's people in the chat, because I can see there's people in the chat. Please do remember to like the video as well. It does help, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already, which I'm sure all of you have. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, because I'm interested to know other people's opinions on this, really. Shapovalov and Djokovic, like, lots of people were saying, I've seen lots of people say Shapo's got no chance. I can understand their point of view. The reason they're saying is because Djokovic just has too much. He's too experienced, and Shapovalov is too raw still. He's not refined. He's powerful. Yes, he's got good weapons, but can he maintain a high level of almost flawless tennis for him, right? A level of tennis where he is right, where he is actually playing around a 9 out of 10. for him. Can he keep that serve up? Can he keep that rhythm up for a whole 3 sets? People are saying, look, I can see him potentially taking a set of Djokovic. But any more than that, people are saying no. Well, fair enough. Like, I see that point. There's other people that are saying, look, Shapo has weapons to beat him. He's got the big serve, as we just touched upon, which, if when it's firing, 130 miles per hour plus, lefty serve, it's got a good spin on it. He can hit it into corners, as we saw yesterday. Right, it was windy against Kachanov. He was hitting corners. He was hitting corners of boxes. And not just on the ad side, on the juice side as well, the lefty. He has a big kick serve. On that ad side, on the juice side, sorry, even. On the juice side, he has a big kick serve out to the forehand. And he won quite a few points like that. So this guy has a very big serve. The forehand as well, when it's firing, which it has done for pretty much the whole tournament, it's a big weapon. Now, the question mark is, and which we discussed, is can the Shapo forehand cross court to Djokovic's backhand? Can he break down Djokovic's backhand, which arguably is one of the best two-handers ever? Especially as then Djokovic will go backhand on the line to the Shapo backhand, which has got a big take back, and it will be hard for Shapo with little to no time. With Djokovic going down the line with the backhand, a lot less time than going cross court. What does that mean? It means he's rushed. He's got a big take back on the backhand. He will most likely shank some backhands, and he'll be under pressure on that side. So we want to see that elegant flow of the Shapovalov backhand, but realistically, he's going to have to be really proactive. He cannot sit back. He may hit unforced errors. He may hit slightly more than usual, but if his winner count can go up even more than it has done so far this tournament, he may have a chance. He's going to have to go in with a big game because there's no point in trying to play like high percentage tennis against Djokovic. There's just no point because no one plays it better. You tell me one person who plays high percentage tennis better than Djokovic? Absolutely no one. Genuinely no one. No one plays high percentage tennis better than Novak Djokovic. So genuinely, like, we are going to see how Denis the Menace, as they like to call him, I'm calling him yesterday, we're going to see what level he's at, really. Like, is he ready now to compete with these guys? They played recently in the ATP Cup, didn't they? They played recently. It was 7-6, 7-6, so a close match between him and Djokovic. So it shows that he's got the ability to hang. He can hang with those guys. The question is, he can hang and compete, but can he beat them? He hasn't beaten Djokovic yet. They played 4 times. 2 of those times were, quite a while away as well. So, look, there's still a lot of time, and look, he's a damn talented player. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, though. I think it's going to be a cracker. I think Shapovalov, Djokovic, I'm looking forward to, but especially Hurcacz, Berrettini. I think it's a really good matchup. The only question I have is, like, can anyone stop Djokovic? And guys listening as well, like, what do you think? Out of those 3, we've got Hurkacz, we've got Berrettini, Shapovalov. He's playing in the semis. Can any of these 3 stop Djokovic from winning his 20th slam? Because realistically, it's just I'm struggling to even imagine an eventuality where Djokovic is not standing there eating grass on centre court after winning the final. Genuinely, like, I just can't see it. A 20th slam, I think it's almost there. Song Yingu says hi. Hi, Song. How you doing, mate? How you doing? We're just previewing. We've just gone through Shapovalov versus Djokovic, and also gone through Hurkacz versus Berrettini. A little bit of analysis and a breakdown. Let me know if you've got any thoughts on either match as well. Who do you think is going to win? I'm just talking about now, like Djokovic. I mean, can anyone beat him? Like at this tournament? I mean, yes, he hasn't played his best level the last couple of matches, but he's been in the third gear and just beating people in straights like Hurcacz. Can Shapo bring something to the table that will actually make sure that Djokovic doesn't have an easy go of it? Lost one set against Jack Draper, right? Where, let's be honest, he was warming up. I'm a Brit, and I'd love to say Jack Draper played unbelievably and complete blew Djokovic away, but that wasn't the case. It was a case of a bit of a hangover from Roland Garros, and look, he obviously was warming into it. But look, can anyone, Shapovalov, like, come on, mate, give me some competitive tennis. I mean, even if he takes Djokovic to five, if he takes him to five and loses, I'll say, you know what, fair play, fair play. Um, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. Let's see. Song Ying Hu. I hope I'm saying your name right. Says I hope Noel wins. Not upset by the next gen, but he needs a game, not windy conditions too. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Okay, so we've got a Djokovic fan here. Appreciate that. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I agree. I think Chapo needs his A game, and it can't be windy conditions. I think he's also saying that about Djokovic, saying he needs his A game and not windy conditions too. To be honest, I think windy conditions would actually be better for Djokovic because even though he did struggle on centre court, I actually think Shapovalov struggled more with the windy conditions yesterday. When I was watching Shapo live in the stadium, he was struggling with his ball toss. The ball toss, like, he was struggling a lot with it. His ball toss was going all over the place and was having to catch the ball a couple of times and let it drop. And the doubles, like, they filtered in because of that. I filtered in because he was just struggling with the ball toss a lot. So I'm hoping that it's not windy. Although the one thing I would say is I don't hope that I genuinely hope that the roof is not on, because if the roof is on, Djokovic will just eat Shapo alive because it'll be slower. That's what Federer was saying. Then it plays slower with the roof on. Well, this is interesting. Adam Peacock says Berrettini is a dark horse. He could potentially blow everyone off the court, and with the Queens win, he has confidence. Could be a threat if Chapo takes Novak to five and Novak's French Open catches up. Yeah, it's a good point. You know what? I agree with you to a degree. I think Berrettini, obviously, the serve, I was discussing it earlier in the stream, like, the serve is just huge. I was watching him yesterday, right, live in court one, watching him against FA. Mate, 139 miles per hour down the tee, and out wide, he's going 129. He's slicing or kicking his serve out wide at 129 miles per hour at times. It's just huge. It's just genuinely huge. And I was watching him and just thinking, look, man, your serve is unbelievable. But the issue that I have with him, Adam, I don't know what you think, is the backhand. The forehand side, like, he can hammer with that forehand. He can. But even with the forehand side, I feel like it breaks down as a rally goes on. So he's someone that has to make the point shorter. So he should be serving and volleying, right? He should be serving and volleying, and he should be. What else should he be doing? Not just serving and volleying, but utilizing that drop shot, which he did in the first set against FAA, right? That's what he should be doing. And unfortunately, right, he didn't do it for all of that, which is why he ended up dropping a set. Now, the other thing is the backhand is just a weakness. It's genuinely a weakness. He slices it a lot, which, as I said, he can get away with on the grass, but the more people just pummel it, they'll just pummel it. And the FA was doing that at times and was getting success. Berrettini got away with it with the, let's be honest, I mean, he got away with it because FA, the nerves got to him a little bit, but also Berrettini's serve, like, for the most part, was almost flawless at times. So it got him out of trouble. And then FA's serve broke down at times, and that didn't help. So, look, I think he's got a lot. Hurkacz as well. Like, I don't know what you think, Adam, but I think Hurkacz is in fantastic form. He'll take a lot of confidence from beating Medvedev because genuinely, I think that's a bigger win than Roger. Just if we look at current form, beating Roger's a huge one mentally because he will take it as a huge win. It's his idol growing up as well. Hurkacz absolutely loves Federer, and let's be honest, like, he is the king of Wimbledon, 8-time champion. So to beat him is a huge win on your resume. So, and to bagel him as well in the last set, he'll take a lot of confidence from that. So him and Berrettini I think if Berrettini manages to hide the weakness of the backhand, shorten the points, and actually play some smart tennis, don't hang at the back with Hurkacz, then I can see him winning. But Hurkacz is, I'd see as a 50-50. But I agree with you that, look, I think it takes Novak to potentially break down physically for someone to potentially beat him. And it's crazy because have we seen Novak break down physically in the last 10 years? Probably not. I don't remember the last time I've seen that because he's a beast. Absolute beast. Oh, let's have a look at these. So we've got rain forecast for tomorrow. So apparently the rain forecast is okay for tomorrow. So I don't think it will be played under a roof, but let's see. I think if it is, like, it's a huge advantage for Djokovic. I genuinely think so. Like, look, obviously it's still on grass, it's still the same surface, but it plays a bit differently. It'll help Shapo in terms of his serve because he was struggling with the toss. Like, he was catching it a lot when I was watching him live, and he just did not look happy with the wind. And it was very windy, to be fair, in court one. Like, I was pretty cold, to be fair, but it was nice. And like the serve, it will help, but in terms of overall tennis, like Djokovic is just so good indoors. Proven prices. How's the car? The car's good. I'm not moving in it, so don't worry. Like, it's all legal. I'm just parked up. I am just yeah, just chilling. I'm out and about, waiting for someone, and yeah, it's all good. Oh, let's see here. Adam says agree. His win over Medvedev was huge. I just feel that these players sometimes have these results, uh, but consistently backing them up often doesn't happen. It's why I hate semi upsets only for. I hate semi-final upsets only for a Novak to destroy them in the final. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I was a little bit disappointed. I don't know what you guys think. I was disappointed that Fucsovic beat Rublev because Rublev's obviously beaten him 4 times this year, and he's been like Fucsovic has been Rublev's bunny the whole year, right? And out of nowhere, he just starts destroying Rublev, right? Like, well, I say destroying, but you beat him in 5. Rublev, I think, would have had better weapons for Djokovic. I don't think he would have beaten Djokovic, but I could have seen him taking a set off him because he plays really high intensity tennis. He's got big weapons as well. The only issue he has, Rublev, is no plan B. Rublev literally has absolutely no variation, no backhand slice, like it's non-existent, and he just hits pretty much at one pace. But he's working on it. I can see he's working on it, and I think he would have been a bigger test for Djokovic, especially in windy conditions as well. Like, you don't know. Like, I think he still would have won Djokovic. I think it's very hard to say he wouldn't have, but it just would have been more of a test, I genuinely think, than a Fucsovic. So that was a bit of a disappointment for me personally. And Kachanov as well, although Kachanov played really well yesterday against Shapo. I mean, I was watching it and at first I thought all quarter would have been better, but to be fair, Kachanov played like really, really solid tennis. Adam says, let's be honest, we're all clutching at straws, looking at ways Novak might lose. Only tiredness catching up can make it happen, surely. He's a machine, but Nadal resting for US will stop the Golden Slam. Mm. He's a machine. I'm a big Nadal fan, by the way. Big Nadal fan. I don't know, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Nadal resting for the US Open, it seems like he's putting all his eggs in one basket. A little bit like how Roger did with Wimbledon. But to be fair, Roger had I guess he had a bigger layoff, right? He came out from injury, surgery. He's a lot older as well. But Nadal's got a lot of wear and tear on the body. Like, his body is not the body of a 35-year-old. His body is more like the body of a 40-year-old. I think in terms of like the wear and tear on it, because he plays such attritional tennis. And he's tried to get better, make the point shorter, obviously, so try and bulk up the serve. Didn't quite work at the French. He keeps on trying to tweak it. Comes to the net more. He's really good at the net. The drop shot as well. Trying to hit bigger, trying to take a slightly more risks to shorten the points. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Djokovic is still a favorite going to the US Open. Even if he loses the semi-final tomorrow, he's still a favorite. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Nadal's got a better chance of winning the US Open. And this is a really interesting one. I was going to bring this up. So Gregor, I'm just going to say Gregor. I just do not want to butcher your surname. Genuinely, like, If you can spell out for me phonetically in the chat, I will say it, no problem. But I don't want to butcher it. He says, "Isn't Nadal on a 19-set losing streak against Novak on hard courts?" Yeah, mate. I know. Yeah, he hasn't beaten Federer or look. Nadal hasn't beaten Federer or Novak in a Grand Slam, right? In a Grand Slam on the hard courts in a bit of time. We forget, and I'm a big Nadal fan, but like, look, if he wins the US Open, it'll probably be because he hasn't had to face Novak. It'll be because someone else has dumped Novak out because I can't see him beating Novak at the US Open. Everyone else, yeah, like I can see it happening. I can see Nadal beating others for sure. But can I see him beating Novak? No, like I'm just being honest. Like I genuinely can't, and it's sad to say, but I just think that's the way it is. He does have more confidence going to the US Open, and to be fair, Djokovic hasn't played as well at the US Open as he has, say, at the Australian Open, where he's been incredible. But on hard court, he's still a beast. So I don't know. But the only question that I would have is that will Djokovic burn out? Will he burn out? Because if he plays the Olympics, right, goes deep there as well, he could burn out. He could. He could. Look, it takes. He is a super player and almost superhuman in a way. He's like a machine, as Adam said earlier. But to win all 4 slams and the Olympics in 1 year is damn hard. So if he does it, he is genuinely going to go down as one of the best. Genuinely one of the best. I'm just. Let's be honest. I mean, he's already one of the best. He's already one of the goats. But it would just be an incredible feat. And again, like people might say, oh, but you know, if he did it, I don't know, in 2016, it would be more impressive because we had Murray and Nadal and Federer, and they're all at that, like, you know, in their near the peak of their powers. Or 2012, like, fine, it would have been better then. Like, no, like, come on, guys. Like, if he does it, there cannot be any excuses. Like, statistically, he has a better resume. If he comes out of this year, like, it's just undoubted. It's just, look, most weeks are #1, most slams. Would have won the Olympics as well. Golden Slam, like, mate, like, it's just, I'm a Nadal fan. I'll admit it. Whether he's the GOAT, like, I think, look, the GOAT debate I don't want to get into, but I think everyone's entitled to their opinion on it. I think genuinely, like, people will think someone's a GOAT just because of the style of play, even. Like, it's a good one is in basketball, even though I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I know enough about it. Michael Jordan, right? Everyone loves Michael Jordan. But if LeBron racks up more points in terms of baskets made, right? Which I think has he already done it. But people will argue. They'll argue for days. Like, LeBron's better. But then people say Michael Jordan was incredible, like his talent. So it's not always about stats, but stats do play a part. And I think statistically he will be the best. Like, there's no doubt about that. Leon says Medvedev is winning the US Open this year. Ooh, okay. Okay. I like that. I like that, Leon. I do. I wouldn't mind it. Well, look, if Nadal doesn't win it, I don't mind Medvedev winning it. I think Medvedev is an interesting one because if I'm being honest with you, he is. At first, I didn't like him. I'm going to be honest. Like, I didn't like his personality. I didn't like the way that I just didn't like how Medvedev would apply himself, like the way he carry himself. It was just really. It looked like he didn't have respect. But now that I've watched more and more of him, I don't think that's the case. I just think he's a bit misunderstood. I think a little bit like Kyrgios, he's just a bit misunderstood. Look, he likes it. It's a bit of fun for him. Like, when the fans are booing him, he'll just take it on. But I think the only issue I have with Medvedev is he tends to sometimes. Everyone says that he is mentally this rock, but mentally sometimes he does break down. He does break down. Against Hurkacz, he broke down. I mean, yes, Hurkacz hit one unforced error in that 5th set, but the 4th set, look, I mean, let's just say how it is. It wasn't a choke. No way was it a choke. But it's a big chance, right? Like, he should be losing that game. But yeah, interesting one. Adam says, even though I'm a Fed fan, Novak winning Wimbledon and the US will force me to concede the current GOAT debate. Would love an Andy Murray, to top. Ooh, would love an Andy Murray to the top comeback though, mate. If Andy Murray, I'm going to be honest, as a Brit, if Andy Murray, I'm not joking. I can't even imagine it, which is why I'm laughing. If Andy Murray gets to like a semi-final, even if he gets to a quarter-final of a slam, it will be incredible. He's had hip replacement. No one's won a Grand Slam after having hip replacement in the singles, anyway. I know, yeah, one of the Bryan brothers has had it. He's won doubles. Yep, I get that. But singles is a different animal. I mean, look, doubles is amazing in its own right, but singles is a different animal physically. And Murray, unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you. I love Murray. I do. And I love that he's playing and he's loving it, he's competing. If he wants to win matches, again, I'm not his coach. And to be honest, I'm probably not even qualified to say what I think. But genuinely, what I think is he has to play slightly more aggressively. Because if you look at all these guys, Novak, Rafa, Roger, but more like let's compare him to Rafa and Novak, right? Because he is that similar player. When they were together 4 or 5 years ago, he was a counter puncher, fantastic returner. But he's got a bigger serve than those guys, by the way. The first serve's bigger. Djokovic is to be fair, now it's almost as big as Murray's, but back in the day it wasn't. He has to adapt. Look at Djokovic. His forehand before was functional. Look at it now. It's a weapon. Yeah, okay, fine. Maybe it's not a one-punch knockout, but he'll get you in 2 or 3. Murray, that forehand, it's still way too functional. If he wants to progress, right? If he wants to compete at a high level and actually progress in these Grand Slams, like he has to, he has to adapt and be more aggressive. He has to. Alan Peacock says, I wish Kyrgios would apply himself. That dude is talented. Mate, he is so talented. He is so good. Like, I watched him live against Hubert on day 2. The dude is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, genuinely, like an absolute beast. He's just great. He's great to watch. I watched him and I just thought, you are so bloody talented. Can you please just stop, like, not taking it seriously? Like, he just gassed out. He gassed out against Felix. Because when I say gassed out, like, yeah, he had the ab injury, right? But he had the ab injury because he's just not fit. Like, you're not fit enough. And I don't want to hear, like, him telling me, oh, yeah, I'm fit. Like, I've trained for 2 weeks. Mate, you're not fit at all. I love him. I genuinely love him. The only good thing about him is that it looks like he said, look, you guys have given me what did he say? He said, you guys have given me the love of the sport or something back. Like, this crowd has made me think that I'm going to play more. So basically, he's going to play more matches. If he goes into that US Open, I'm not joking. If he goes into the US Open with a few matches under his belt, this dude, genuinely, right? This dude can go deep. He can make a quarter or semi, 100%. Does he have the ability to win a slam? No doubt. But he has to have consistent performances and build some momentum, and he doesn't do that. Like, he doesn't do it. If he had a proper coach, mate, even better. But I don't know, man. Gregor says he has about 30 days to rest after the Olympics. I'm talking about Djokovic. Yeah, he does, but 30 days is not a lot, though, Gregor. If you think, I'll tell you why I don't think it's a lot. Because you have to remember that some of those days will be in a bubble. Like, it's really strict as well. It'll take a toll on him. It will. And just mentally as well. Like, if he ends up winning Wimbledon and then ends up winning the Olympics, he'll go into the US Open, right? For the first time, he'll go into a slam thinking, if I win this, I'll be in front of them. It's a different position mentally. He's always been incredible at chasing. he's admitted it. He's admitted he has absolutely relished the chance to chase. He genuinely relished the chance to chase. But now, right? It's just a different animal. It's a different animal. To then go right and say, you know what, I can actually top this. I can get in front of you guys. There will be added pressure, and there'll be pressure he hasn't felt before. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. Adam Peacock says, not a fan of Medvedev. He comes across like a bully the way he's spoken to other players before. I try him and Tsitsipas. He called me a BS Russian. Oh man, he's not a proper player. I love it. I absolutely love that. And by the way, it was great. Absolutely great. But look, I mean, I think he's a bit like Kyrgios. He's like Marmite. Some people love him, some people hate him. I don't mind him. I think he's all right. Like I saw him live and play his first round match in court one. Like who did he play? He played Jan Struff, which is a really good match. He's a good player, you know, Struff. I can't believe he's not seeded. He should be. He's a damn good player. Um, look, Medvedev has got great ability. I do think he's slightly misunderstood. I can see why some people might not like him. It can come across as a little bit of arrogance, but I think for him it's just confidence. As he gets older and as he progresses, and potentially if he wins a slam as well, that there will be that slightly added maturity to his game, no doubt, no doubt. Guys, please as well. We've got quite a few people in the chat, so please do remember to smash the like button as well. I haven't said that, I don't think, once. So yeah, please do remember to like the button. Yeah, please do smash the like button, and also subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And click the notification bell, I guess, if you guys want to be alerted to all the new videos. Leon says Medvedev is winning the US Open this year. I think you said that before, didn't you? Yeah. Adam says, I'm surprised Novak is going for the Olympics. I thought he would rest for the US to go for all 4 slams. Olympics surely is more difficult. It is more difficult, of course it is. But then why? But then that's why he's so amazing. Mate, Djokovic is like, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, Djokovic, if he wins the Golden Slam, it will be incredible. It will genuinely be incredible. It will. It will be an unbelievable feat. If he wins the Golden Slam, it will be one of the best things I've ever seen in sport. Like, who did it? Steffi Graf did it, right? No one else is doing it. I don't see anyone else doing it. So yeah, it'll be great. It'll be absolutely fantastic if he does it. What a win if he does it. Like, genuinely, what a performance by an athlete, not just in tennis. Leon says too much of a hot head. I think that's talking about Medvedev. Gregor says Medvedev doesn't have it in him to win a slam yet. Maybe. I don't know, man. It's interesting, right? He got to that final against Rafa, and he obviously went to 5. Could he have won that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think, you know what? I think he can. Alan Pico says, have you seen the Murray documentary on Amazon Prime? Absolutely amazing. I think he's top 3 male British athletes ever. And he's not even in the conversation for best in his own sport. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen all of it. I need to sit down and watch it because I've heard it's really good. But Adam says, yeah, that's how good the others have been in his era. Mate, let's just be honest about it. If Andy Murray was in an era without Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, even without 1 or 2 of those guys, he would. How many finals did he make? He made 9, didn't he? So let's just say that he ended up making, instead of 9 finals, he made potentially 15, 16, won 10 of them. That's realistic, right? If say Federer's not around, or Djokovic is not around, or both of them not around, or Rafa's not around. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it was a couple of them not around, he would have won a lot more. Now, in saying that, that's easy for us to say. And the reason why I say that is because you've got to also take into account that probably his level got better playing those guys. All those 4 guys at that time would have improved each other, and they're still improving each other now, apart from Murray, obviously, because he's fallen off, have all improved each other going forward. That's why look at Djokovic. Look how much he's adapted his game. You look at Djokovic when he first came onto the tour, and you look at him now, like, it's a completely different player. Look at Nadal, completely different player. A Federer, okay, fine. Like, I think we can say, and again, like, I'm just honest, like, Federer probably had better fundamentals than Djokovic and Nadal, so he's more brushed up on stuff and added stuff to it, but it hasn't been like wholesale changes. Adam says the matchups were fascinating. I don't think he ever feared Novak and really took it to him. It was Federer he would struggle with. The matchups between the four of them was so interesting. I agree. You know why? Because with Djokovic, he played him in the juniors, so they're the same age. They were actually like they're decent mates, and it was more a case of like he's not scared of him. He's just not scared of him. It was a case of like, you know what, I am not scared of you because I played you before. I know what you're about. With Federer, it was the aura around him. I think it was the aura of, you know what, you are great. At the time, obviously, we have to remember Federer was way ahead of Nadal and Djokovic on slams. He was way ahead. He was regarded as the greatest because he was way ahead in slams, like way ahead at that time. And Djokovic and Nadal were just like, they were okay. Like people were saying, they're probably not going to get to Federer's total, but they'll get relatively close, right? Now we're like, okay, look, no, they're all 2019 now. About the time, and Murray just struggled with a style because Federer was aggressive, right? And most aggressive players, Murray could break down, but Federer just, he wasn't able to. I think the issue that he had is that he kept on losing multiple finals to him. So the issue that happened was it was then a mental thing. It was, I'm getting so close, I'm getting to like some 4 or 5 setters, and then next final I'll lose in 3 sets. And it's like I've gone backwards. What? But I've improved as a player. How have you just destroyed me in 3 sets when I took you to 5 like a year ago? So that wouldn't have helped. Hara says Djokovic wins easy. The Polish guy will beat the Italian. Okay. A catch beating Berrettini. Is Murray going to the Olympics? Yes, he is. From what I know, yes, he's going to defend it. Pravesh Sharma says Medvedev's biggest problem. Oh, sorry. Medvedev's biggest problem is he always has that one moment where he loses his mind in a 5-set match and it goes downhill from there. You know what? That is such a good analysis. Medvedev, surprisingly, Medvedev has an absolutely horrific record in 5-set matches. Can you believe that? Who would have believed that? Like, I would not. Would you guys have? Would you guys have thought that Medvedev would have had a bad record in 5-set matches? No, I wouldn't have. Harris says Murray's a legend. Yeah. Adam says, can't believe Murray hasn't won Australia. So many finals, gutted for him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he even made the final of the French, if you remember. Only once, but made it. Got destroyed, but doesn't matter. Still made it. And to be honest, what's weird about it, and again, like, it's probably just to do with practice on the surface, is realistically, his game is suited to clay. Andy Murray's game is suited to clay. It is. It's a big. The only thing I would say maybe is that the backhand's quite flat, but his forehand's got high topspin. He's a grinder. Look, man. I mean, if he'd had more practice on clay growing up, I'll tell you what, he could have done bits on the clay. But the issue as well is that you had Nadal who just kept on winning, so that wouldn't have helped. Obviously, having someone so dominant there. So I don't know, but he could have been more of a force for sure. But he's probably lucky that he didn't grow up in Spain or elsewhere, because Nadal would have just destroyed him either way, I think, unfortunately. Horace says Murray won the US Open first, right? No, he didn't, did he? Did he? Yes, he did. I think you're right. US Open and then Wimbledon twice. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Horace says Murray winning back-to-back gold. And yeah, dude, no one talks about that. It's incredible. Winning back-to-back gold medals. And to be fair, he beat the 2012 one. Who did he beat? Mate, Roger Federer. He beat Roger Federer on grass. on centre court. That would have actually annoyed him even more, though, you know that, because he would have thought, why the heck am I able to beat him in an Olympic final, which is a lot of pressure as well, but I can't beat him in a Grand Slam final? What? Like, he would have been so annoyed about that, I can tell. Classic. Hara says, who has Murray got a better record against Nadal, Federer, or Djokovic? Horace says, let's not talk about. Oh, mate, don't get me started on Pakistan. If you want to see this, sure, go and see it, Horace, but it's like 1 minute long. Pravesh Sharma says, Murray problem was he was in awe of Federer. Exactly. 100%. This is it. Pravesh, you've exactly summed up what I was saying. Because at the time, Federer was seen as the great. He was way ahead of Nadal and Djokovic in terms of Grand Slams. No one thought they'd catch up to him. And at the time, it was, we're the young guys coming through. You guys are rivals. We want to get to where Federer is. Right? We want to get to where Federer is. And Murray, as you said, was in awe of Federer. That's what it was. But Nadal and Djokovic, he saw his rivals because they're similar age. And also, he played with them growing up in the juniors. So he knew, look, I can beat you guys. But Federer, when Murray was coming up, Federer was winning slams, and that's an issue. It is an issue mentally because Murray was like, I actually love you as a player, and now I have to face you. And then, especially when you get destroyed as well, you're like, oh, he's just too good. Pravesh, yeah. So he had the best record against Federer, but obviously a lot of those wins would have been in Masters 100s and stuff, right? But he has a better record against Djokovic in the Grand Slams, yeah. And that's because of styles of play, stylistically, but also mentally. It's a mental thing. Nadal actually had a very good record against Murray, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And then Peacock says he did, yeah. He won the US, then he won a gold medal, then a Wimbledon following year, then another Wimbledon a few years later, yeah. And then he won a gold medal again, 2016. Damn impressive, eh? The blue diff? The blue diff? Am I saying that right? The Blue Delph? Oh, I don't know. Says he has a better record against Federer than he does against Nadal, Djokovic. Yeah, we said exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. We've got quite a few on the chat. Please remember to smash the like button. To finish up, then we've gone off on like a tangent here, haven't we? We're talking about I think the semi-finals, and we started talking about I don't know Medvedev, then Kyrgios, then these guys. Oh, here we go. Justini says Djokovic is only playing short sets per match. It looks like he'll win everything from here. Okay, to the end of 22. What, mate? If he does that, hold on, he will have 24 slams in short order plus an Olympic medal. Mate, no, that's not happening. No, I do not. That's not happening. That's not happening. Dude, if that happens, oh my days, that surely not. Come on. If Djokovic manages to win all the Grand Slams in 2 consecutive years, so that means he does the Golden Slam, then the Golden Slam, then the Calendar Slam, back to back. No. I don't. I can't get on board with that. I can't. I'll tell you why, Justini, as well. I said this earlier. Once Djokovic gets 20, which, as we said, we think most likely is going to be Wimbledon, he's no longer behind them. He's on the same level. Mate, that comes with added pressure. It means, look, I'm no longer the chaser. People look at me as potentially the best now. Okay. You're expected now, and he's expected now to finish in front of these guys. Added pressure. So, I think if he's mentally 100%, then that's not out of the realms of possibility, even though I'm laughing. But elite sport is very mental. It is. So I can't see him doing it. If he does it, I'll eat my words. But I just can't see that ever happening. I can't see it happening. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even win the Golden Slam. I can see him winning Wimbledon. I can see him probably winning the Olympics. But then in the Olympics, there's all this like a very like passionate, country crowds behind their players as well, and that's why he struggled at times in the Olympics. That's why he struggled in 2012 and 2016. Like he lost to Del Potro, and players come into there inspired, right? Performing for their country, so it makes a big difference as well. To be fair, but yeah, the US, like I don't know, but to win 8 slams in a row, nah, no, I can't get on board with it. I can't. Hayden Garen's, Zakarenko. Hi, Hayden. Thanks for joining. I don't think you joined before. Guys, if you are new as well, by the way, and you're tuning in, please remember to smash the subscribe button, read us out, and the like button as well for the video. Thank you. Hayden says, Murray, I'm not sure he beats Federer as easy as he did had it not been for the Titanic semi with Del Potro. Yeah, I agree, Hayden. I do agree. Then you got to remember he won 2. He's won 2 Olympic golds. He's won 2. But yeah, look, I mean, I agree. Del Potro as well is incredible. Like, oh, mate, if he was fit, it could have been the big 5. That's how good Del Potro was. Like, genuine. And the thing is, if he stayed fit, he would have improved his game. Like, his backhand probably would have got better as well. Like, it's just such a shame, seriously. Hara says, who's favourite for the Olympics? Djokovic. Did Murray win a medal in the Olympics for mixed doubles? No, I don't think so. That wasn't him. That's his brother. So why can I not remember his brother's name? It's not Andy Murray, obviously. It's not John Murray. What's his name? Can someone tell me what Andy Murray's brother's name is, please? I've forgotten. Jamie Murray. That's it, Jamie. Yep, I got it. Jamie. Anyway, Justine says, Rafa and Roger on the downslide. There is no one to challenge Joker. No, I agree with you. I agree. I think they are. Federer definitely. Nadal is. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Nadal fan. I don't want to say he's on the slide, but is he? Look, I mean, the Roland Garros loss is a big, big loss. Like, I'm not going to deny it, but like, I wasn't surprised. I don't know. I think he's declining, but slowly. I think he'll still be competitive for the next 2 years, like against Djokovic. Potentially win some games as well. I think he will win some games. But can he compete with him on the hard courts? Remains to be seen. Can he compete with him on the grass? Can he compete on the clay? Of course. Like, no doubt. And also, like, again, this isn't an excuse, but playing Nadal in the semi-final is a different proposition to playing him in the final. It is. Like, it's just statistically it is. But in saying that, maybe Djokovic beats him in the final anyway. Maybe he would have. I don't know. Adam Peacock says, team is his challenger when fit, maybe. I don't know, man. Team has just gone off the rails. I don't know what's going on with him. And he's injured as well. Like, Dominic Thiem is such an exciting player. But I kind of feel, I don't know what you guys think, but I kind of feel like after winning the US Open, he's like, I'm done. Like, you know what? I've done it. I feel like a lot of players, when they grow up, especially when, I guess, if you've had this generation and you're playing in this generation, you probably think, like, you know what? I'm happy if I win a Grand Slam. Like, as in, there will be some players that are like, just like, you know what? That's my dream, to win a Grand Slam. That's it. It's not my dream is to be a multi Grand Slam champion. It's not my dream is to win all the Grand Slams at least once. It's I want to be a Grand Slam champion. Now the fact that Thiem has now won the US Open, although is there an asterisk on that? I don't know, because obviously there's no Djokovic, no Nadal, no Federer. Maybe, but I think part of him is, oh crap, there's actually a bit of expectation on me to do well. And what do I do with this now? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's like a deer in headlights. He's like, I don't know what to do. I've just won a Grand Slam. People expect me to win things now. I'm expected to do well. I'm expected to get to finals. And I think it got to him. The bubble life didn't help. I know they cited that as well. Like mentally, I just think he's not quite there. Until he is, it's going to be hard. But he's got the game. He's got game. Like team has got game to be competitive and to get to finals and to potentially win more slams. But the mental side, is it there? I don't know. Horace says Murray won silver mixed doubles in 2012. Okay, I did not remember that, to be honest with you. I'll be honest, but that's cool. Oh yeah, who did you play? Did you play with Serena? Oh, I don't know. The blue things doubles, man. Like I'm not doubles is not the best for me to talk about. The Blue Dell says, I think there won't even be a crowd at the Olympics this year. Yeah, because apparently Japan is quite bad, I think, the situation. I don't know, but from what I've heard. I mean, look, if it's gonna keep people safe, I guess, like fine. Obviously a big shame, but man, times are crazy. And then Peacock says Del Potro forehand gives me nightmares. Mate, the Del Potro forehand is I'm not joking, like it's one of the biggest forehands I've ever seen. Like so big. Oh, so good. So good. Like give me Nadal's topspin forehand and then just give me Del Potro's slap forehand. Like they're just flat. Just give me like make sure that I can hit both of those and I'm not losing a tennis match. I can have average serve, average backhand, but I mean this is me talking about club level. obviously, if I play pro level, I'll struggle. Pravesh Sharma says Murray versus Djokovic is I like this. Let's have a look. So 25-11 to Djokovic, but 2-8 in slams. Murray versus Federer 11-14, 1-5 in slams. Murray versus Nadal 7-17. Okay. 2-7 in slams. He's got a losing record against all. Federer is very close to overall record. But actually, he's got the best record against Nadal, actually. In slams, anyway. I mean, it's not by much, but yeah. Adam Pico says Stan is great too. Yeah, I mean, Stan's great. He's won. Look, people forget. Stan's won 3 Grand Slams. But the thing that Stan said, and I have to agree with him, and you know what? By the way, Stan Wawrinka seems like a great guy. Would love to have a coffee with him. But anyway, probably not going to happen. Stan Wawrinka said, I can't be classed in the Murray, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer bracket because, yes, I've won 3 Grand Slams like Murray. But Murray's also won 2 Olympic medals. He's also been world number 1 before. He's also won the ATP World Tour Finals. I think he has. And also won multiple Masters tournaments. Wawrinka hasn't done that. Like, he peaked really well in those 3 tournaments, did really well in them. Fine. But that's it. As in, when I say that's it, obviously it's a great achievement. But when I say that's it, I mean that Wawrinka didn't have consistency like those 4. Those guys did it consistently, not just in Grand Slams, but across all tournaments. Pravesh Sharma says Del Potro was the first guy to beat both Nadal and Federer in the same slam to win it. And what a win that was, eh? What a win. And he says, I expect a dip in form if he completes the Grand Slam. There is only one way to go, and that's down. Yeah. It's true, man. It's true. Like, I genuinely think that's what I was saying. Mentally, it's going to be so hard. Like, once he even gets level, he's going to be like, this is uncharted territory. Whoa, before I was chasing. Now I'm on 20 with everyone. We're on the same boat. We're all equals. What? No. I want to be fighting. I want people to say, I'm not near those guys. You're not the greatest. There'll still be a little bit of that because obviously, all on 20. But if he gets 21, which probably is quite inevitable, if he gets to 21 and those guys are still on 20, that's then an added thing. Because he's in front. What's he fighting for? Is he fighting to have more of a lead in front of him? Yes. But it's still going to be tough, man. I'm telling you now, it's going to be tough. Mentally, it's going to be tough. Alan Peacock says, I'm no Nadal fan, but it's too early to say he's on the slide. That loss at the French was so close. I don't think you can say he's done because of it. Agreed. Ishan Chadden says, why are you in the car? Just, I'm out and about. And actually now waiting for my wife. So, yeah, I might be like, kicked out of the car. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Hara says, yeah, Murray won silver with Robson. Oh, that is really impressive, isn't it? Laura Robson, eh? Laura Robson. Don't get me started on Laura Robson. Because what a talent, but keeps getting injured. And she's the same age as me as well. That's what makes it crazy. She's 26, 27? 27, I think now. Her whole career has just been blighted by injury. Such a shame. And Pico says it's a case of whether the others can catch up to him. And some of the others behind Novak. Yeah, agreed. Team Shapo, Sitsi, Medvedev, etc. Yeah, FA. Who else? Zverev. Mate, Zverev could just sort out his bloody serve. Please. Stop double faulting. Stop it. Just stop getting the yips. And clearly then it's something technically he needs to change a little bit. Because even if he changes it technically a little bit, like Gil Gross said this, really good point. Even if it is just a slight adjustment and it really doesn't actually make any difference to the serve, mentally he'll be thinking, oh, hold on, we've changed something. That means I'm not going to double fault anymore. And it will help because it's more of a mental thing. But you just can't keep on serving doubles and saying, oh, my serve's fine. Like, no, it's not. Let's go through these quickly. Adam Pico says it was like Murray when he finally reached the top at the end of 2016. He was just never the same. Similar to the team now. Yeah, agreed. One stat I found so surprising, says Pravesh. Djokovic has a better record against Nadal in the hard court than Nadal has against Djokovic in clay. Ooh, let's have a look. Djokovic leads 27 in hard court. Nadal leads 19-8 on clay. That's not surprising at all. Because Djokovic has won quite a few clay court matches against Nadal in the Masters. That's not where he struggled. And Nadal hasn't been unbelievably dominant in the clay court season. He's been unbelievably dominant at Roland Garros. That's the thing, right? So that doesn't surprise me at all. Alan Peacock says, no asterisks for me. They weren't there. And that's on them to a degree. Yeah, agreed. Agree. Yeah. Sasha says, Murray has lost 22 finals, which 16 were against other members of the Big Four. Flipping now, eh? And then Pico says, I'm starting to think Zverev might never make it. Made a final, didn't he, of the US Open against Team. One of the worst quality finals you'll ever see. For two guys who obviously were just pooing themselves because they're like, I've never been to a Grand Slam final. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Horace says, Murray lost 8 Grand Slam finals. Yeah. Horace says, Annie Murray or Fred Perry, different era. Annie Murray. What happened to Wawrinka? He's still playing. He's just really old. And he doesn't, I don't think he quite has the same drive as those guys, if I'm being honest. Just Denis says, Djoko's winning the Grand Slam and the Slam next year, so back-to-back slams. Stop it, just Denis, stop it. If things I don't even mind. I don't mind Djokovic. I genuinely don't. I can't see that happening. I don't want the sport to be monopolized like that. It'll make me sad. Harasasha said, did Wawrinka actually say he can't be compared to Murray? He did, yeah. You don't believe me. You don't believe me, do you? And then Pico says, yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he did. Hayden says a similar thing happened to Sampras after he won his first slam in 1990 and 19. It's a big adjustment. Hopefully when he's back and healthy, he'll be fine. Yeah, that's true. But the issue with Team is, right, he's not 19. He's what, 27? Dude, like, yeah, much time left. Pravesh says Wawrinka was a 5-set player. He could not understand the gameplay required to differentiate 3-setter versus 5-setter. Djokovic is a great example on how to play a 5-set as of now. That's a really good point, Pravesh. I like that. Yeah. Hayden says, sorry, I forgot to mention Team in that. Yeah. Harry says, what's the competition called where you play as a team for your country, the ATP Cup? Which is cool. I really love the ATP Cup. It's great. And they have the Davis Cup, obviously, as well. There's 2 now, aren't there? So, okay, it says, sadly, Djokovic is the GOAT, says Sakea. Who's the GOAT for you? No bias. The GOAT for me? No bias. What do you mean no bias? There's always going to be bias in this. You can't answer that question, Horace. You know what? I'm going to ask. You can't say who's the GOAT for you and then be like, no bias. I'm not going to. I'm going to sit on the fence so hard on this. As an Nadal supporter, obviously, I love Nadal. So, like, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I guess he's the GOAT for me, but no bias. I don't know. No bias. Like I genuinely don't know. Like I think the issue is right until their careers are over, it's going to be really hard. I'm just being honest because until their careers are over, we won't know. Like it's very easy. Like they're still playing. Like let's just enjoy them. Let's just enjoy them. I think it's nice to discuss at times, but I don't agree with people getting like really like rowdy about it and like, oh no, you're wrong. Like this person's the best, or this like just relax. Like it's cool. Everyone's got their opinions, and let's just see what happens after they finish their careers. They're still playing. It's not like they're retired, are they yet? Hara says, when is the Wilder Fury fight? Will you stream it? Yes, I will. Boxing match for anyone that doesn't know. It's supposed to be July 24th, but apparently someone in Fury's camp may have got, the virus. So I don't know. They might have to postpone it. But yeah, I will be streaming it. I mean, like 99.99% sure. Yeah. It's the case. It's like Djokovic. It's like Djokovic lets an opponent win 2 sets and just turns out beast mode. It's okay. Stop it, man. But that's the moment where you say the opponent's choking it, though, Sakir. Pravesh says, man, big three have ruined the careers of so many players. Team, Cilic, Nishikori, Del Potro, Wawrinka, Murray, Roddick, Berdych, etc. The list covers 3 generations. Name a few. They haven't ruined their careers. Look, most of those names you've read out have won Grand Slams. Team, Cilic, Del Potro, Wawrinka, Murray, Roddick, they've all won Grand Slams. Del Potro's career wasn't ruined because of them. Del Potro's career was ruined because of what? Del Potro's career was ruined because of injuries. Simple. Roddick was just. I love Roddick as a person, as a player. Boring as heck. Unbelievable serve, but nothing much else. Like, let's be honest, ground strokes pretty poor compared to like the guys now. Non-existent backhand, and a forehand was dysfunctional. Skay says Milos Raonic is the GOAT. Oh man. The Blue Delph says, nah, bro, Kyrgios is the GOAT, Tomic close second. Yeah, I actually love my order of players to watch is Nadal and Kyrgios. So I was so happy to see Kyrgios live on court. Like to see him versus Umber live was unreal. And to play the way he did, considering it's his first match after like 6 months. Ridiculous. Like sort yourself out, Kyrgios. Like get serious. And then I'm telling you, he's winning slams. He's winning slams to get serious. Hara says, do Djokovic, Nadal, Federer like each other? Are they friends? Nadal and Federer definitely do. They really they hit before slams and stuff. They've hit before loads of slams, like practice with each other and stuff. So Nadal and Federer are. Djokovic, I wasn't so sure about before, but as they've gone older, I think he is okay with them. Like Djokovic's mates. I mean, it was more. I used to think the pairings were more like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Murray, but obviously now Murray's not really in the equation anymore. So I think Djokovic. I think Djokovic is okay with Nadal, and I think he's okay with Federer as well. I wouldn't say they're mates. They like each other. I think they respect each other. But I know Nadal and Federer do like each other. Yeah. Djokovic, I don't know if they specifically like him, but they seem to all get on. Hara says, did you rate Sharapova? Yeah, of course, man. Sharapova was really good. Big game. And I think, again, like she won a Grand Slam when she was really young. So I personally think she could have won more. The fame got to her a little bit. She went on to a little bit of I'm a glamour model rather than I'm a tennis player, which up to her. Like, she can do whatever she wants. And that probably distracted her a little bit, if I'm being honest. Like that happened with Eugenie Bouchard, hasn't it? She hasn't even won a slam. She got to a final, and then that's it. Mate, where is she? Can anyone tell me a notable win that she's had in the last 2 years? I can't. So it says Kyrgios was putting in effort. Shame he got injured. Yep, he was. Hara says Kyrgios, you reckon he'll win a slam? He'll only win a slam if he plays consistently throughout a year, and he has a coach. Otherwise, no. I'm just being honest. I absolutely love Kyrgios, but if he has no coach, it's not happening. Like, who's going to force him to train? No one. So he has to have the drive. He has to have a little bit of a change in mentality. He seems to slowly be getting it, but He's still got time left. He's still pretty young, but mate, just you got to get serious if you want to have a chance. And I just don't think he cares that much. I don't think he cares about winning slams. I'll be honest. I think he just loves playing, and his real passion is basketball. So, mate, do whatever you want, I guess. But for me, it's a shame. But I don't know. Maybe if he took it so seriously, maybe he'd lose. Maybe he'd lose a bit of love for the game, and then he'd lose that ability. I don't know. I don't know. But it would be nice to see, like, if I had a button that could show me the eventuality of what would happen if he did have a coach who took it seriously. I'd love to see the results. The Blue Devil says, honestly, those two are the biggest waste of talents. Lol. I don't know. We'll see. Kyrgios has still got time. Horace says, how long was Murray in the equation? How many years did he hang? He hung for a lot of years, man. I mean, he hung from 20. No, he hung from 2000 and wasn't 2008 because I don't know. Actually, no, he did. He hung from about 2008, 2007, 2008 Murray until 2016. So a good 8-9 years. Prabesh said Nadal and Federer have not got animosity, but their friendship is a fake manufactured love for camera. Federer and Djokovic hate each other. Nadal and Djokovic used to be close before Djokovic peaked. Whoa! What is this gossip, Prabesh? Eh? What do you mean it's fake? Oh, I don't agree, mate. Look at even in the ATP Cup, Federer was like coaching Nadal. I think they really like each other. And also, if they didn't like each other, why would they hit before slams and stuff? Like, yeah, okay, to size each other up, maybe, but I genuinely think they get on. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But that's interesting that he says Federer and Djokovic hate each other. Bloody hell. All right. And Nadal and Djokovic used to be close before Djokovic peaked. Mate, drama. Sakea's got the gossip, man. Sorry, not Sakea. Prabesh has got the gossip. He's got the gossip. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up on these comments, and then I'm going to go. Sakea says, Bouchard don't even play tennis. Mate, oh, come on, man. It's true, though. Guys, please remember to smash the like button as well, please, as well. Like the video. Come on, there's lots of you in here. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you, I appreciate it. Horace says, he ain't got a coach. Why? Bloody hell. Who knows, man? It's because he doesn't want one. Like, he doesn't want to be held accountable. It's just simple. As simple as that. Horace says, why does he not take it serious then? Why do the crowds cheer for him if he ain't reacting the sport? Doing it seriously? I don't know, man. Then why do the crowds cheer for him if he ain't taking the sport seriously, maybe? I was cheering for him because he's entertaining. He's box office. That's why, Horace. He's entertaining. He's box office. He is very, very talented. He's great to watch. That's why. When I say he doesn't take it seriously, I mean like he loves playing. When he's in the match, he takes it seriously, but he doesn't take the outside of the match, or the training and the like preparation, the conditioning seriously. That's what I'm saying. Skate says, I remember Kyrgios saying Tomic took him under his wing. No wonder, yeah. Prabesh says Kyrgios is a part-time tennis player. Full-time job is playing video games. True. Hara says, why do you reckon he doesn't play consistently? Are you talking about Kyrgios? Oh, I don't know. Hayden says there is no GOAT where feelings are concerned involved. Statistics can determine such things, but you'll never get everyone to definitely. Yeah, that's true. Statistics can determine such things, but you'll never get everyone definitely agreeing. That's the gravy. Very well said, Hayden. Very well said. You know what? If I'm hoping this channel will still be there. Once they're all retired, we should do it then, man. Proper live stream. We'll probably have like 500 people in the chat probably, because everyone will be like, yes, that's it. We're out for it. People just want to argue, and we'll have a GOAT debate just for lols. And you know what I'll do? I'll put the stream link in the chat, and then people can like join, I'll choose people to come on, and they can like give their case, and, like take turns. It'd be great. That'd be great. Horace says, I think Federer and Djokovic hate each other. I don't know why. Horace says Nadal don't like the fact that Djokovic tried to be big time by going on TV shows interviews. I didn't know he did that. Parrish says Nadal himself said we talk with each other, but I'm not his boyfriend. Yeah, so But of course he's not. He's married, so he would say that. I think he's trying to say that because these guys, like reporters and stuff, they probably like, oh, you guys are like besties. Like, he's probably like, we're not besties. Like as he said, like we're not. I'm not his boyfriend, but like when he says we talk to each other, I think he knows that yeah, like we're mates. We're mates. They might not be friends, like as in close, but they're mates. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, which is fine. Hart says the hardest GOAT debate is Messi around. Mate, we're not even getting started on that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next video. I will, of course, release my day roundup. So the women's semi-finals, I'll do that in a couple of hours once I get home. That'll be released, and of course, I will also be doing tomorrow as well, men's semis. I'm gonna try and live stream some of the second game. And then, of course, I'll be streaming the women's final and the men's final on the Saturday and Sunday as well. So, yeah, cool. Thank you very much, guys. See you guys later. Have a fantastic one. And yeah, it's okay. Says quality shot is the goat. Thank you. I appreciate it. And on that note, I'm going to leave. Have a good evening, all.